Hi, welcome to my presentation. My name is Kelvin Matthew. This presentation is about the game that I have created in Unity called The Explorer Arasir, using the 3D game kit from the Unity Assets tool. In this video, I will be breaking down the techniques and tools I used to complete this project. This presentation explains how I managed to implement sound and music in a 3D game in Unity game engine, and a brief context behind the process of sound and music created for this project. My main goal for this project was to understand and develop my skills and to find creative ways to implement sound. Firstly, I downloaded a 3D game kit from Unity Assets tool, as I will have all the pre-built game structures without the need for creating or coding any gameplay elements or systems. 3D game kit comes with two inbuilt levels, but I created a custom level from scratch to develop my game engine skills as well as to design my own sounds to the context of the story and theme. I treated this game's theme as a science fiction genre, so all the sounds that I've created is a mix of layered organic and electronic sounds with a sense of mystery. All the electronic sounds are created using virtual software synth and using Korg Volca keysynth. And for organic sounds, most of the sounds are recorded using the common household items. I designed all my sounds in the digital audio workstation called Reaper. For the enemy sounds, I have considered their physicality properties and their actions and processed those sounds accordingly. I have recorded my own voice for the enemy's sound effects. My game is built around a crystal-like object, so I have designed similar sounds for all the different types of crystals found in this location. I also treated my game as a horror-filled environment as a mystery is involved, so I have created a surprising as well as scary-like sounds. I have enjoyed designing sounds for this game. Next is the ambience that I have created after sound designing. Ambience is one of the crucial elements in the field of sound designing, so I have put a lot of effort in designing and distinguishing the different ambiences found in the game. For instance, my water kettle makes an amazing low-end registered sound. So for this project, I decided to record my kettle. The kettle wasn't the only sound that I added, but I made sure all the other sounds that I added complements the low-end kettle sound rather than masking it, and I really liked the outcome of that sound. And for the music, I created all my musical pieces in the digital audio workstation called Logic Pro and used Fmod to create the adaptive music system. For the entire game, I have used only 4 parameters: idle, exploration, action, and another parameter to stop the music. In music, I have experimented with 2 time signatures, 3x4 and 4x4. My idle parameter being 3x4 completely, and my exploration piece being 3x4 and with some instruments being 4x4, and action parameter being completely 4x4. Even though I used only 4 parameters, I have used individual trigger condition for most of the tracks, making it more intense. As I have cutscenes in my game, I decided to use separate music for each cutscenes. I also created a one-piece synth for the menu canvas with the UI sounds. To make more sense of the game, I have used enemies layering sound as the main part of the UI sound. And for the part of dialogues, there are 2 main characters in the game. I hired a voiceover artist and recorded her for both the characters' dialogues. One of the character is more of an AI type character, which is more robotic sound. So I made one set of dialogue completely processed. As the character is not seen in the game, I added a low cut filter to give the sense of reality person speaking over a phone, guiding the character.
It is working. Clip is at 15% now. Keep up the work. We just need a few more.
Alright.
I also added more one-shot dialogues for the player whenever she kills an enemy.
Ah, you look ugly.
And for the final part is the implementation. Most of the sound effects is triggered using an event emitter in Unity engine, played back from Fmod. For instance, all the checkpoint, crystal sounds, box breaking sounds, everything is triggered by an event emitter. Character footsteps are coded into the player controller script to play back from Fmod. Fighting sounds are attached to the animation to their respective actions. For instance, the spitter spits the acid when it drops to the floor, that sound is implemented to the animation. Most of the one-shot are implemented using trigger event emitter, playing back only once. One-shot dialogues when the player kills the enemies is implemented to the enemy's health. So whenever an enemy dies, the Fmod plays one-shot dialogues. The cutscenes that I have created are getting triggered by box colliders, triggering the animation I have created in the animation timeline, and their sounds are linear played from Fmod, which gets triggered when the cutscene gets triggered. Implementing ambience is way more different to adding sound effects in game. To add ambiences in game, I have used snapshots. All my ambiences are connected to the game engine through snapshot. Because of snapshot, I had more flexibility in adding ambiences to the environment. For each location, box collider is created with particular snapshot of ambience required for the space. So whenever the player enters the space, the snapshot gets triggered. All my dialogues are 2D sounds as there are only two characters in which both are positioned in player's perspective. Most of the sound effects that are used in the game is 3D sounds. Music parameters are implemented to the locations and to the enemy's health, so whenever the enemy dies, the intent of the scene goes back to normal. The parameters follow those actions. I tried a lot of different ways to implement and create sounds for this game, thanks to my tutor and the online audio gaming community. To conclude, I feel like I have achieved a better understanding and knowledge of the game engine, still have a long way to go, but also had an amazing experience creating and implementing sounds to a dynamic adaptive media. Thank you.